We're back today with another updated guide video for patch 1.0 for Last Epoch. In today's video we're going to talk about all the different ways you can target farm uniques in the game, and there's actually a ton of different ways and they can really help if you are looking for a specific item. Now before we do go in and we start breaking all this down, if the video is helpful please do take the time to hit the like, share and subscribe button, and let's dive in, let's start breaking all this down. So one of the first things you want to do before starting Last Epoch is you want to go to a website called Last Epoch Tools. You want to most definitely save that. I would say it's probably the best resource for the game. You've got forums on this site, you've got build guides, and on top of that as well you've got an item database. Now I'll bring up an item here so you can actually see it, how it shows within the database and why this is so important and why it's relevant to this video. So we've got a particular item here. In this instance it's the Humming Bee Unique. Now down the bottom of the tooltip for this you can actually see that it will tell you that this is a random drop and it's a common drop, so it can drop anywhere in the game and it should be dropping relatively often when that unique item drops. However, if you want to specifically target farm this for your build, it will tell you which monolith you want to go to that will give you a bonus to swords or daggers dropping, which will mean you're more likely to have one of these to actually drop. Now if it is a boss specific item, or if it's an item that perhaps drops within a dungeon in the game, then in the bottom of the tooltip will tell you as well. It will tell you if you need to be in empowered, for example. It will tell you the drop rate in the item, it will tell you how rare it is, and it will tell you what percentage you can get within your dungeons for it to actually drop as well. So incredible resource. If you've not already done so, get that saved into your bookmarks now. With patch 1.0 we had the release of the faction system, with one faction being all about trading, another one about boosting your drop rate and target farming. With the trade faction, the Merchants Guild, it's pretty self-explanatory how you target a specific unique. You would go in and you would search for it within the store, so I'm not going to break that down in any more detail than that. For the Circle of Fortune faction there's a lot more going on here, so we'll do a quick overview in this video and a more in-depth breakdown in a later video. Your core method for target farming through the Circle of Fortune faction is something called prophecies. So these are missions you can accept and they'll offer set rewards. One example we've seen already is complete 2 dungeons and get 7 unique ring drops, which is just crazy. In order to acquire a prophecy you'll need favour. This is a resource that drops when you defeat enemies and also earned by completing quests. So basically you'll play the game, you'll get favour, and then you'll use that to unlock prophecies that will have specific drops. Now you can also modify the prophecies you receive via a system called lenses, and this allows you to further target farm specific item types, and I will look at that in a later video. Overall, this is a really strong addition to target farming in the game. A moment ago we talked about empowered monoliths. Now these can be used to target farm specific types of uniques, so I'm going to break that down in a bit more detail. Now firstly, in order to unlock the empowered monoliths, you go into your regular monoliths, you work your way to the top of the timeline and you have these 3 ones here. You've got the Spirits of Fire, you've got the Last Rune and the Age of Winter. They're all level 90 monoliths. Once you complete these you go to this central island and then from there you'll have the empowered monoliths unlocked. Now let's actually go in and look at an empowered monolith. Once you've unlocked your empowered monoliths, then when you go into a new area you'll be given the option of running a normal or a legendary monolith. Your legendary monoliths are your empowered ones. The enemies are level 100, but you can take these on with a good build at around about level 70 or so. You will have, or you'll start off with a minimum corruption of 100. The higher the corruption, it means that enemies are more dangerous, but it means the rewards are better for yourself. Now each of the specific monoliths will actually have set rewards that can drop from specific unique reward nodes within them. So in this instance, if we're running the Spirits of Fire, we can see it tells us that boots are actually going to drop. So if we go into this one here, so you can actually see it. So you've got all your various different nodes. Now you can see some of the nodes that are actually available on this will specifically give us unique or set boots when we actually complete them. We've got one here and we've got one here as well, so they'll show up fairly often. So if you're target farming for a particular slot, let's say you want a belt for example, then you go into Last Epoch Tools, you found out the empowered timeline that drops belts, and then you go in and you want to work your way through that empowered monolith, and the further out you go the more likely you'll have one of these nodes here that will drop the unique item for you. In previous sections then we've talked about how you can actually target farm specific uniques. However, another way you're likely to get the unique you're looking for is simply to have more of them dropping on a more regular basis. Now there's two ways you can actually do this through the blessing system in the game. Blessings are rewarded once you complete a monolith timeline. You'll get a selection of different ones to choose from. Now if we look at this one here, this is actually the first monolith, the Fall of the Outcasts. You can see this offers a 22% increased unique drop rate. There's various different options available within this as well. You can increase your idle drop rate, you can increase your experience, you can increase, let's see, your glyph drop rate, but the one I would say you want to go for is this one here. This is actually maxed out at the moment, so if you get this, you'll have more uniques dropping, which more likely you're going to get a unique you're hopefully looking for. If not, you'll get a unique for an alt, and then it's going to be a fun experience running a new character. So you've got that, but on top of that as well, quite a lot of the blessings will actively buff your character. However, some of the blessings, what they'll do is they'll give an increase to the drop rate of particular slots. So if we have a look here, this is from the Stolen Lance, and I've got 3 discovered at the moment. So I can increase the drop rate of helmets, I can increase the drop rate of offhand catalysts, I can increase the drop rate of amulet. Now what's really important in this, I've seen a lot of misconceptions around this, and that people believe that, let's say for example we go for the amulet one, what this means is we'll have more amulets dropping but we'll have less of the other gear slots dropping. It does not work this way, and the developers have confirmed this. This is additive. So if we went for this one here, for example, what we would be getting is between 15 to 30% extra amulets dropping on top of what we would normally get, and all the existing loot that's dropping, that would stay the same as is. There's not going to be a decrease in that loot dropping on other slots because you have an increase on this slot. So if you put the two of them together, you've got your increased drop rate via the first monolith, and then you'll get your various different monoliths that will give you increased drop rate in particular slots, and that can really up the chance of you getting that unique that you're looking for. Finishing up here, we have an example that will work on any non-boss unique. So just to confirm, this will not work if you're looking to get a boss unique. So you have particular runes that can drop in the game. They are very rare, these ones. These are known as a Rune of Ascendance. Now what these will do is they'll change a base item type into a unique of that same item type, and I'll actually use one here so you can see it. So let's say for example we were looking to get a one-handed unique axe, and we had some of these particular runes. So if we click on Ascend here, we'll see, there we go, that's changed into a unique one-handed axe. We'll do it one more time. I've got a few of these runes because I have been playing for quite some time. So in this instance we've got your Primalist body armor, so the base type is body armor. We'll drop in a Rune of Ascendance, and let's see what we get. There we go, we got Unstable Core, which is a mage body armor in that instance there. So it is a bit random, this one, but if you're really struggling to get a particular item and you've got a stack of these, then it's worthwhile going to your vendor and buying the base type that will match the unique you're looking for, again as long as it's not a boss unique, and then trying your luck with this. Our final tip here is in regards to the Soulfire Bastion dungeon. I will do a video breaking down the mechanics of this dungeon at a later date, but for the purpose of this video, just a quick overview. So in this dungeon you'll farm a currency that can be used to gamble for items with the Undead Soul Gambler. It's found once you've beaten the boss and completed the dungeon. The difference this particular vendor has from the regular gambler vendor that's in general hubs is that the items you gamble for can actually be uniques, whereas that's not the case for your general gambler in your main hubs. So if you're looking for a certain unique type, then just buy a ton of that particular base type and cross your fingers as well. So that is a ton of different ways you can target farm some of the best items in Last Epoch. Now, if this video has been helpful, please do take the time to hit the like, share and subscribe button, and bear in mind there is a ton of other guide content all updated for patch 1.0 on the channel as well. But thanks for tuning in for this one. I'll see you all again soon.